What if all gold vanished? Imagine waking up one day to find that every piece of gold on Earth has disappeared. Rings, coins, jewelry, even the gold inside your smartphone all gone in an instant. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what would actually happen to our world if all gold vanished? The effects would be far more dramatic than you'd think. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more incredible what-if scenarios that will change the way you see the world. Gold has always been more than just a shiny metal. For thousands of years, it's been a symbol of wealth, power, and even spirituality. Kings wore it, empires fought for it, and entire economies were built upon it. So if it suddenly vanished, the first impact would be panic. Investors, banks, and governments around the world would scramble as trillions of dollars in value disappear overnight. Gold reserves in central banks, the foundation of financial security for many countries, would vanish, causing global markets to crash instantly. Jewelry stores would be emptied. Priceless heirlooms, wedding rings, crowns, and treasures all would dissolve into nothingness. The emotional shock alone would be devastating. But gold isn't just about wealth or beauty. It plays a crucial role in technology. From smartphones to satellites, gold is used in electronics because it's a perfect conductor that never corrodes. Without gold, many of our devices would stop working properly. Manufacturing would grind to a halt as engineers scramble to find replacements. Would also take a huge hit. Satellites and spacecraft use gold to reflect radiation and ensure stable performance in space. Suddenly, our entire communication system would be at risk. Airplanes, GPS, internet connections all would suffer disruptions without gold in the circuitry. Medicine would also take a blow. Gold nanoparticles are used in advanced medical treatments and diagnostics. Losing that technology could set healthcare back years, even decades. Culturally, humanity would lose a symbol of beauty and power. From Egyptian pharaohs to modern Olympic medals, gold has always represented achievement. What would replace it? Silver? It's platinum, something synthetic. Religions and traditions would also be shaken. Many sacred objects and rituals depend on gold, and their disappearance would spark spiritual crises across the globe. Then comes crime. The black market for gold would vanish, destroying entire underground economies. Criminals who smuggled and traded gold would be left powerless. On the flip side, wars over gold would no longer exist. No more blood spilled for golden treasures. No more empires rising and falling over mines. But this doesn't mean peace. Instead, humanity would turn to other rare resources like platinum, diamonds, or even water as the new symbols of power. Economists would struggle to rebuild financial systems. Gold-backed currencies would lose all value, forcing countries to adapt quickly to other forms of wealth measurement. Cryptocurrencies might rise faster as alternatives. With gold gone, digital assets could dominate global finance. But could science replace gold? Perhaps. Researchers might develop synthetic materials to mimic its properties. Yet the absence of real gold would always leave a gap. Over time, industries would adapt. Electronics could switch to copper, silver, or graphene. Medicine might find new nanoparticles. Space tech might discover other reflective metals. Still, these replacements would never fully match the reliability of gold. Progress would slow and costs would rise. For individuals, the disappearance of gold jewelry would spark identity shifts. Cultures that relied on gold as status symbols would need new ways to express wealth. Weddings, coronations, and celebrations would look very different. Instead of gold rings or crowns, people might use rare crystals, high-tech alloys, or even symbolic tattoos. Archaeology would suffer too. Many artifacts would vanish, erasing pieces of history forever. Imagine tombs and treasures turning into empty shells. Art and museums would lose priceless collections, forever changing our cultural memory. Humanity's golden legacy would literally vanish into thin air. On the environmental side, things might improve. Gold mining, notorious for destroying ecosystems and polluting rivers with toxic chemicals, would end overnight. Entire landscapes would heal, forests would regrow, and indigenous communities would be safer without the shadow of destructive mining. But millions of miners and workers depending on gold industries would lose their livelihoods. Poverty and unemployment would surge in many regions. So would the disappearance of gold make the world better or worse? Economically and technologically, it would be catastrophic. Culturally, it would be heartbreaking. But environmentally, it might save our planet from further scars. In the end, humanity would survive. We'd adapt, innovate, and move on. But the world would never shine quite as brightly without gold. The real question is, would life lose some of its luster without this golden metal? Or would we finally learn that true value lies beyond wealth and jewelry?